Hello, everyone. This is Marie Schwartz. I am the CEO of TeenLife Media, and we were asked by Deerfield Academy and Northfield Mount Hermon to put this webinar together on unlocking your potential with summer and gap year programs. And I'm delighted to invite, I have invited 3 program leaders to speak to us. But first, I'm going to share my screen and tell you a little bit more about why the topic is so important. So I prepared this presentation to help students understand and parents to understand what skills were needed to succeed. And before I start, the reason I started this company is that TeenLife makes it easy. I wanted to make it easier to find, for families and parents, to find academic and experiential learning opportunities that launch teens into life. My sons were in middle and high school when I started the company, and it just felt like a very important time in their lives that for them to experience as many different things as possible, to gain as much exposure as possible. That was sort of not as academic as school, but rather that provided life skills. Now, the reasons, and my intuition was borne out by some of these studies that have been done, that employers aren't seeing the skills that they're looking for when they hire entry-level employees. So on the left-hand side, these are the skills that they're looking for, right? Communication skills, positive attitude, adaptable to change, teamwork skills, and being goal-oriented. And then at the same time, these same 5 skills, almost the same 5 skills, are really hard to find. And it's my experience that the programs that happen during the summer and after high school graduation, typically in terms of what a gap year program typically does, is they help students build these skills. So, success is really about hard skills and soft skills. And by becoming, you learn hard skills in school, but the soft skills are things that you pick up on the side, whether it's through your family, through a job, through an internship, through an experience. And being able to manage life or succeed in life, it's really helpful to have a solid set of these skills. So let me just share with you what these soft skills are. The 5 skills that are needed for college, I kind of divided them up into 2 different sections. One is drive and passion. What is it that you want to do? College and any other training for that matter takes a long time, and it can be very expensive. And with with your eyes wide open, it's much better to go into college knowing what it is you want to study, or at least having a really good idea. And some of the summer programs that are out there really help you identify if this is something you want to pursue or not, with no risk. So you can take a pre-med program, you can study art and theater, you can experience computer science. Those are things that aren't offered necessarily in school. So identifying, using these summer programs to unlock your potential is what I mean by, if you find something that you're driven and passionate about, that will totally help you in college. The second thing is self-management. I mean, those of you who are going to boarding school are doing this already, but there are a lot of students who have never left home before. And the summer programs also serve to help students figure out how to feed themselves, how to do their laundry, how to, what kind of sleep they need, how to make friends, and so forth. So these are skills that summer and gap year programs especially can really help you to learn. The third is planning and prioritization. In high school, there are so many short-term deadlines. Yes, you do have long-term projects, but there might be things that you can do over the summer, such as a research project, or getting from point A to point B over a period of 2 weeks, or launching a business, for example. Entrepreneurship programs teach you that sort of thing. So Using summer programs wisely is one way of gaining these planning and prioritization skills. And interpersonal skills, that involves working with people different than yourself. I find in high school, students are usually clustered in groups of students, for example, on athletic teams or in theater, who all have similar skills. And so being able to get along with people you don't know and people who are different than yourself is a very important, it's very important for college and extremely important for work. And then 5 is cultural awareness, the number of different types of students. I mean, and again, in boarding school, you probably have, I know you have students in your school from all over the world. This is going to be very, very, very helpful to you when you're in college and in the workplace. So while, these 5 skills, you might feel, hey, I've got this down, blah, 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 it's great. Nevertheless, think about that. I think the drive passion one is probably the one that I think is the most important for this, because it will help you get up in the morning, go to class. You won't have as much supervision as you do in high school. So having that drive and passion will get you through college as successfully as possible. These other 5 skills are what I think are needed for work. And while you're getting a lot of verbal and written communication practice in school, not everybody, feels as equipped perhaps in this skill set. So summer, there are really wonderful summer programs, which are not judgmental at all, right? There's no grades, no exams, where you get lots of time and opportunity to speak and to write. So these are the 10 skills. Grit and agility is one I usually, when someone says, how can I become more resilient? How can I, deal with adversity? I mean, there's so much going on in the world. And pushing yourself physically is how I sometimes suggest that students handle this. Going on one of those wilderness outdoor trips where you don't take a shower for a week, you don't have cell phone access, you get cold, you get wet, but you still make it, right? You get to the end, you feel good. That usually helps you realize that you can probably, you have a lot more resilience than you may have realized. So if you think that that's something you need, I would suggest that. And then I skipped over technical know-how. The world is increasingly technological, and with AI coming, these things are not being taught in school. And so summer is another opportunity where you can find programs literally that can tell you more about whether it's augmented reality, cybersecurity, Bitcoin. Those are all topics that can be explored over the summer.